fights. The first one ended the draw, the second one an emphatic knockout victory. The third one, what is it going to look like? And in the world of tennis, Novak Djokovic prepares for title defense with Majorca doubles. Again, you're welcome on Sports Bank. Please tell somebody that we are streaming live on our Facebook fan page this morning on Splash 105.5 FM Ibadan. And let's do this together. Good morning to you, Ayobami.
Good morning to you today. Good morning to Feromi. Good morning to the listeners out there. I mean, at the age of 36, having been around for, I think, since 2004. We're actually having that chat yesterday. Cristiano Ronaldo, we all thought, at least we've seen the last of him actually breaking records and setting new ones. But alas, yes, they actually showed us that indeed, as long as he keeps playing, and obviously there are so many records still left unbeaten, he's always going to have a go at them. And just yesterday, actually beat that of Michel Platini. Now he's currently on 106 international goals, just 3 short of Ali Day, the most goals by by playing international football. And I bet with you, he would actually beat this record and set a new one. So this man,
maybe even at the Euros.
Possibly. I mean, he grabbed the brace yesterday.
Though it's a tough group.
You can fancy, of course, you can fancy them to progress from this group stage. Maybe not as one of the best top twos, but as one of the best top place teams from the tournament. So at least he still has about 3 games left to play in the tournament. And Cristiano Ronaldo with his form, I mean, you can never bank against him in a game in a tournament like this. He's actually built for some tournament like this, rather. So indeed, this man is practically, living the dreams of so many other footballers out there, and even for fans. And I dare say, indeed, we're actually catching the glimpses of one of the greatest ever footballers to ever grace the game of football. And I will always live to tell my children that indeed there was a phenomenal, fantastic footballer named Cristiano Ronaldo during my time.
If you look at the record of goal scorers in the history of European Championships, Cristiano Ronaldo now stands on 11 goals, followed by Michel Platini. Actually beat the record yesterday.
He equaled the record back in 2016.
Yes, and then surpassed the record yesterday. Platini on 9 goals is retired, so it's not like he can catch up again. You have Alan Shearer of England on 7 goals, also retired. Gomez of Portugal on 6 goals, still playing or retired?
I think he's retired.
Antoine Griezmann, still active, but 5 goals behind Ronaldo on 6 goals. Maybe you never can tell. Thierry Henry retired of France on 6 goals as well. Zlatan Ibrahimovic on 6 goals. 6 goals for Patrick Kluivert of Netherlands. Wayne Rooney, he used to be Ronaldo's mate. I mean, look at what has happened. Ronaldo is even a year older.
Yeah.
Now Rooney is retired and Ronaldo is still doing the business.
It's
6 goals, and of course, same as Rod van Nistelrooy. And like AY said, he's still up in there doing it, maybe to break more and even set more for himself. Feromi Adegboyega, it's a pleasure to have you on Sport Bank this morning.
Of course, always a pleasure to be here. Good morning to you, Tunde. Good morning to you. And of course, that's a wonderful listener. I mean, amazing record for himself, despite the fact that he did it in 5 Euros. Michel Platini did his own in just 1 Euros, which he actually scored thus 9 goals. I mean, fantastic one. Not to take anything away from the fact that he's been able to
puncture that. But that's a testament to his staying power.
Yeah, definitely.
5 euros.
Of course.
How about this outlook then? Because
you want to bring another angle?
Of course, with his goals yesterday, that means he has scored in, I think, about 6 or 7 consecutive tournaments right now for Portugal, and that makes him leveled with Asamoah Gyan. I think it's actually 9 consecutive tournaments. Yes, 9 consecutive major tournaments for Portugal: Euros, FIFA World Cup, UEFA Nations League. He has been scoring in consecutive tournaments, and exactly the record he now shares with Asamoah Gyan. Listen, whether you look at it from,
and he's been winning with his national team.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm not taking anything away from his greatness. Of course, I'm just stating a fact here. I mean, it's just what it is.
It's a statement of fact.
That's just what it is. So I don't think
why did you have to bring that up in this?
I just have to. I mean, at least they have to be educated, and that is what I'm doing this morning. So that is what I'm doing.
It's another angle, right?
Thank you, brother. So I think it's just what it is. Fantastic one. This man has been able to, keep in shape. Despite his age, he has been able to take good care of himself. I mean, at that age, you wouldn't expect any player to still be banging in goals like he is doing at this point in time. And you have to give it to him. He doesn't just, do what normal normal, ordinary player does. It goes mile game at this point in time, and that is why you call him the goal machine, because he knows how to actually do this thing. And trust me, he will continue to do it with the way and the look of things as it is at this point in time.
In Qatar next year, you see him there?
Of course, definitely. I think undoubtedly he will be there.
You see, today for me, I actually saw the game yesterday. The first was a penalty kick.
Yeah,
you would say maybe Cristiano Ronaldo has made that a trademark for himself. Hardly will you find him miss a penalty, and of course he stepped up and converted that. But the second one was actually a show of composure.
Yes,
exactly. I mean, some players from that angle would have fidgeted.
Especially if you look at the atmosphere, that was the first time in a long while that you're having a packed full stadium,
60,000
fans.
I mean, it was noisy.
Yeah.
It was a cordon of noises wherever you look,
and you had to actually do that by showing a great level of composure, and of course giving us an outlook of exactly what Cristiano Ronaldo is all about. Give him a sniff of a chance, he will definitely grab it, and of course that's what he did yesterday. Fine, there was a bit of controversy whether it was placed offside, but hey, there was VAR involved, and obviously the goal actually survived it. So
yes,
for me, Ronaldo,
we're talking about Lionel Messi's spectacular goal against Chile in Copa America.
Yeah.
Is it possible for these two guys to agree that, look, let's retire the same year?
I think the moment one retires, maybe the other will. But as long as the two of them are still playing, I don't think anyone
That's what I'm saying. What about an agreement?
There can be an agreement.
Even though Ronaldo is older than Messi.
I think it's about 2 years older.
Yeah.
But today I'm actually looking at it from a different angle, because this thought dropped on my mind, I think sometimes on Sunday or Saturday, that listen, if we were to cast the vote for the FIFA award or the Ballon d'Or at this moment, I'm not sure neither Cristiano or Lionel Messi will make it to the top 3. But listen, since these guys feel okay, fine, 2020-2021 season for their respective club might not have been the best outing for them, rather, they are willing to actually grab it by the neck.
They want to make it up
to the summer tournament for their country and start the 2021-2022 season possibly with a bang. And alas, by December,
one is settled in terms of where he's playing his club football next season. The other one we are not sure. Lionel Messi is staying at Barcelona. He has signed an extension.
But for Ronaldo, I think Ronaldo will stay as well. With the look of things, I think he will stay. Number one, a new manager is on board. Number two, they qualified for Champions League. So I think the controversy of him not staying has actually been reduced.
But remember, 2 days ago we had this report that he's not ruling out anything.
Of course it won't.
Of course it won't. But trust me, I'm very sure Juventus will do everything possible to still make him stay at this Juventus.
But the point is, Ronaldo is not Alexis. Ronaldo is not some ordinary player. If you're ever going to sign him, there must be something very, very convincing. I don't think PSG will want to go for Ronaldo at this moment.
You don't think they want to go for him?
Except he's willing to leave. I mean, when a player wants to leave a club, then obviously there is a higher chance of him actually, wooing some other clubs.
Remember, there was a tweet it dropped, sometimes some weeks ago.
Just asking the fans to just keep short. I mean, they just came through. They just came through
we read minutes to everything.
Obviously we do. But I think the time away with Portugal perhaps would really help him to just refocus, and then perhaps get a lot better in terms of frame of mind and possibly fitness level ahead of the new season. And most importantly, there's a new gaffer in town for Juventus. That means there's going to be a new lease of
and not just a new gaffer. This is a winner. This is someone that will make them win. So with a winner manager and a winner player, trust me, it's going to be like a match made in heaven.
Was a winner player.
Well,
but not a winner manager.
He only had one season.
You need to be a winner manager for you to be able to manage players of this kind. We're not talking about just some ordinary players here.
Okay, let's start with handball. Nigeria women's team were recipients of a heavy defeat at the hands of the host Cameroon in the ongoing 2021 African Women Handball Championship in Yaoundé on Tuesday. To reach the last 8 of the competition, the Nigerian side defeated Kenya 26-21 in their last group game to qualify as one of the 2 best losing teams, setting up draw with the host. Keeping in mind that a win against Cameroon will see them through to the semi-final for the first time since Morocco 1992. Coach Rafi Salami tutored side made an unfortunate start to the contest as they could not match their Cameroonian counterparts, who trashed them 44-14. Wow. Despite the loss, the Nigerians will now seek to redeem their image and also play a classification match against Senegal, which is coming up later today. Meanwhile, in boxing, Tyson Fury has newfound one-punch knockout power and promised to run over Deontay Wilder when they went face to face. Remember, this is going to be the third fight for these two guys. Well, a judge ruled that it must happen, so it's going to happen, meaning that Anthony Joshua must wait or look elsewhere. Quickly from tennis, Novak Djokovic might have won the French Open just about 48 hours ago, but the Serb is relentless in a bid to increase his majors tally to a record equaling 20 titles. He's set to prepare for the defense of his Wimbledon title by playing doubles in Mallorca. The Serb has not entered the event singles draw, meaning he will arrive at the All England club without any grass court singles match practice. The Serb has played only the occasional doubles match in the last 18 months, teaming up with Marin Cilic in Dubai in February 2020 before playing alongside compatriot Nikola Sacic and Filip Krajinovic at the ATP Cup this year. His partner for Mallorca has not yet been announced. And quickly on basketball, Kevin Durant had 49 points, 17 rebounds and 10 assists, sending the Brooklyn Nets back into the lead in the Eastern Conference semifinals with a 114-108 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 5. The two-time NBA Finals MVP became the first player to have at least 45 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists in a playoff game. Game 6 is tomorrow in Milwaukee, where the Bucks are 4-0 against the Nets this season. Today in the NNL, back home in Nigeria, it's going to be 3SC versus Stationary Stores. I'm sure this is one game that will bring some kind of nostalgia through the minds of so many old-time followers of Shooting Stars, except that this time around they are in the NNL.
For both clubs, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, because
but one is doing better than the other at this point in time.
How?
3S is much better, of course.
Well, they are both in the same league.
I'm talking about the old...
okay, they are both in the same league.
I mean, what I would love to see is the two of them, in the MPFL.
Exactly.
Even though it's not likely
at least
to
judging by their
soon.
Judging by their history, by the pedigree. I mean, in terms of what these two teams actually lived up to give the fans about 20-30 years ago. But times have changed. Fortunes have nosedived for both clubs, especially for Stationary Stores at the points. I mean, they were actually disbanded. They eventually got resurrected again, and ever since then they are still really struggling to lay grabs of promotion tickets. But regardless of that, they've also been able to churn out some quality players. But it's just about making sure that this club is well run to eventually survive this torrid moment and stand on its feet once again.
For 3SC, they look to be on their way up.
Yeah, they do.
Let's wish them all the best. Super Falcons boss Randy Wardrum has urged his team to start at full tilt and defend better against World and Olympics champion USA in their final game at the WNT Summer Series later today. Okay, well, it is what it is.
Okay.
Let's take a listen to the coach.
And I'm really proud of the way they continue to fight and rock. I just think the players fought to the very end, and I think that's something that we have within us. And I'm really proud of the way they continue to fight. And Rosh certainly got us a great goal there in extra time to pull off a great comeback. Like I said, we were down 2 goals on 2 different occasions. And against a good team like Portugal that's disciplined and organized, it's very difficult to do. So I'm really proud of them from that standpoint. We have to clean that up. Actually, if you go back and
Okay, there you listen to Super Falcons coach Randy Wardrum. Now, let's talk about the guys. Ganatro is hopeful fans to be allowed into stadiums to cheer on the Super Eagles when they kick off their qualifying campaign for the 2022 FIFA World Cup later this year. The Super Eagles begin their journey to Qatar on the last day in August when they host Liberia before a trip to Cape Verde 4 days later. They will also take on the Central African Republic for the Seoul World Cup qualifying ticket in Group C. Nigeria has yet to lift restrictions on fans' attendance at games, and the Nigerian Football Federation recently reiterated that league matches should be played behind closed doors following a series of fan trouble at different grounds. But Raw hopes the situation around the pandemic would have eased a bit by the time the qualifiers come around and provisions can be made to allow fans in to support his side to the best possible start when they host Liberia. Striker Keke Kamara scored the first half penalty as Sierra Leone secured a place at the African Cup of Nations for the first time since 1996 following a 1-0 victory over Benin Republic in Conakry on Tuesday. The qualifier had twice been postponed due to COVID-19 test issues. Well, now we'll talk about the Euros already. We've mentioned the exploit of CR7 in that 3-0 victory for Portugal against Hungary. It was a tough game. Don't let the scoreline deceive you. Hungary, they held on for a very long time. They more or less collapsed towards the end of the game. Elsewhere, a calamitous own goal from Matt Hummel gave world champions France a 1-0 victory over Germany in their Euro 2020 opener at the Allianz Arena. Hummel's record for this tournament, after being told by coach Joachim Löw in 2019 that his international career was over, diverted Lucas Hernandez's cross into his own net in the first half of a fascinating contest in Munich. Today, we're looking forward to 3 games: Finland versus Russia, Turkey to play Wales, and Italy versus Switzerland. I mean, these are important games coming up today. Now, let's talk about the tough group where you have Portugal, France, Germany, and Hungary. What do you think we're making it out of this group?
With the look of things right now, I think France and Portugal are still my favorite to be making it out. I mean, we saw what the German national team played yesterday. They, at one point, the manager felt Lewandowski was actually German, because up front, they were not actually productive. They were very, very lackadaisical right there. And you can't have that kind of attitude and you want to go find the hero. So I think for me, the France national team intent has shown that we are actually going for this.
They are the world champions.
They're the world champions. And of course, the European champion as well, Portugal, also have shown that, hey, we are not actually taking anything for easy this time around.
So let's take a quick break for the BBC Premier League update. We'll be back in a moment. Enjoy.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. The Leicester City and Denmark goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel says the decision to resume the game between Denmark and Finland at Euro 2020 should not have been made so soon after Christian Eriksen's collapse. The former Spurs player suffered a cardiac arrest and the game was halted but completed later that evening when it was learned that Eriksen was in a stable condition in hospital. The players were given the choice of completing the match that evening or the following morning. In a statement, UEFA said they treated the matter with utmost respect for the sensitive situation and for the players. But Schmeichel says the decision to continue the game should not have been made so quickly.
The game was played, but I think the question is, obviously, I think a decision about the game should probably not have been made in the heat of the moment. I think it would probably have been a wise decision to maybe change the rules or the regulations in extraordinary circumstances and maybe take a breath and then reconvene the day after and make a decision on how to go forward.
There was disappointment for the Liverpool captain Andy Robertson. His Scotland side, who were playing in a major finals for the first time in 23 years, lost their opening match at Hampden Park 2-0 to the Czech Republic.
I think everyone, the whole country, wanted to get off to a good start. We were confident, excited, everything going into the game, and I think it comes down to not taking our chances. I think when you look back on the game, you can't say we've not created. We've had some really good chances that on another day we should have done better with, and if you do better on that, then it's a different game. But I think it's, for our first game in a very long time, it's a tough lesson for us that at the highest level in the best tournaments in the world, you have to take your chances when they come to us. Czech Republic done that, we didn't, and unfortunately that's why we're on the wrong end of the result.
And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home.
Okay, there you listen to the BBC Premier League updates, and we need to leave right now. Well, Juve, Barca, Real Madrid will be playing in the Champions League next season, regardless of whatever has happened with the European Super League.
Is that supposed to be a breaking news?
Well,
UEFA are playing with us.
Thank you so much for having me today.
And of course, Ayoban Nanimasho.
Muchas gracias.
Do have a wonderful Wednesday. Just Football will be right here by 4 o'clock today. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Bye-bye.
Splash FM 105.5.
What do you need in a safeguard?
Children that like to play.